من يشتري الدار في الفردوس يعمرها بركعة في ظلام الليل يخفيها، أو سد جوعة مسكين بشبعته في يوم مسغبة عم الغلا فيها. النفس تطمع في الدنيا وقد علمت أن السلامة منها ترك ما فيها. والله لو قنعت نفسي بما رزقت من المعيشة إلا كان يكفيها. والله أيمان مكررة ثلاثة عن يمين بعد ثانيها، لو أن في صخرة صماء ململمة في البحر راسية ملس نواحيها، رزقا لعبد براها الله لانفلقت حتى تؤدي إليه كل ما فيها، أو كان فوق طباق السبع مسلكها.
So, inshallah, this is going to be a short open day. The main purpose of this open day is for you to be able to ask any questions that you might have about the college. Somebody's raised their hand. I haven't done this for ages. Did somebody raise their hand to have a question, or was that a mistake? I'm going to take you through a little bit about the college, a brief history about the college, and I'm going to speak about some of the courses that we offer. Then one of the Quran teachers is going to speak a little about the Quran department specifically. Then you're going to hear a little testimony from one of the students, inshallah, and you can watch that video again that you saw at the beginning, which is basically where we're located, in the heart of Brixton, stone's throw away from the underground station, which makes it very convenient and easy to get to wherever you're traveling from. Now, first of all, my name is Abdul Wahid Stevenson, and I am the founder and the dean of Madinah College. And we opened in 2016. And basically, the purpose behind the college is to allow for students, male and female, Muslims, university age and above, to study the Arabic language, Quran, and Islamic studies in a structured way, similar to how you do at university or at college and A levels. So that was the objective, and the importance of having an institute of learning, a college where you can study Quran, Arabic, and Islamic studies by, and this is an important point, by qualified teachers who have graduated from Islamic universities, that have studied for 6 years and know what it's like to be a student, because they themselves were students where at one point they didn't understand the Arabic language, so now they're able to, and know what it's like to be a student learning the Arabic language. So this is generally about the history. That was 2016. Since then, we've grown and grown and grown, offered more courses and more activities for students, and even gone on to actually offer training for teachers. So that's basically one aspect of it. The other thing is the importance as it pertains to the college, it being a space where you're going to basically embark on a journey of personal growth. So it's not just the fact that you're learning Islamic studies or Arabic or Quran, memorizing and tajweed, but it's also the environment where you're going to develop yourself, your manners, your etiquettes, and your, I guess, your networking skills with your peers, basically. So it doesn't matter what I'm trying to say, it doesn't matter what course you're studying here, whether you're doing Quran or you're doing Islamic studies or you're doing Arabic, whatever course it is that you're thinking of studying or that you're interested in learning and studying, in every single course there's going to be this development over the space of the year or 2 years or 3 years, depends on where you start in the program, where by the end of it you should, inshallah, not just increase your knowledge, but increase your personal, your manners, your adab, increase your social circle as it pertains to meeting other Muslims and stuff like that. So I'm going to be basically taking you through this virtual open day bit by bit, inshallah, and then at the same time if you've got any questions, please make sure you feel free to ask them. People are coming in late, so I'm going to have to pause to let people in every now and again. But yeah, if you've just joined us, we've just started. You haven't missed much. We're just speaking about the fact that the college is not just to assist you and take you on a journey in seeking knowledge, but also a journey in personal development and betterment, as is the purpose of and the benefit of the deen, is that it's based upon the knowledge is supposed to bring about actions, right? The knowledge is supposed to bring about actions, it's supposed to improve you as a person. So this is the environment of Medina College. It's not just knowledge, but it's a community, and it's not just for knowledge's sake, but it's also for personal development and growth. Now, with regards to the community at Medina College, then the college itself is, like I said, focused on authentic teaching. So what I mean by that is that it's based upon a knowledge of Islam, based upon the Quran, based upon the Sunnah of the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, and based upon the understanding of the Quran and the Sunnah by the Salaf of this Ummah, the scholars of the past, starting from the Sahaba and going looking at the statements of the 4 Imams who are well known in fiqh, as well as the scholars from that time up until contemporary times. And this is how knowledge is. It's passed down, basically. It's passed down from teacher to student, from teacher to student. And we want to maintain that tradition of taking knowledge from the scholars and passing it on again and becoming teachers, which is why you're going to see some of the students that completed at the college, they go on to become teachers themselves, and that's something that we'll speak about a bit more later. However, and part of the teaching program at the college, or part of the studying and learning program at the college, as students, you have to give presentations and you have to do some form of teaching, so you get that experience of knowing how it is to deliver lectures. So the point is that Medina College is for people that are not just seeking to acquire knowledge, but seeking to act upon it, and they're passionate about learning because they want to not just develop themselves, but they want to also develop other people as well. So I'm having to admit a lot of people as they're coming in now. Like I mentioned, Medina College is located in London, Southwest London specifically. I'm looking out the window now and I can see the Underground station. It's literally a stone's throw from Brixton Underground station. So it's easy to get to by Underground, also by bus as well. So it's very kind of centrally located. And even the area itself, there's many facilities and services as it pertains to, for example, masajid are close, lots of shops, markets if you want to do shopping, there's food places if you want to eat. Everything's basically 5 minutes walk from the college. So that's also one of the kind of benefits and the bonuses of being centrally located. 20 minutes into Victoria. If you're a student at one of the London universities, you'll get here quite easily. The other thing is looking at what makes Medina College the right place for you or for your educational journey. Well, it's basically every single Muslim who gives importance to their deen. Okay, they're going to want to memorize Quran and make sure they're reciting it correctly. So we have a Quran department for that. Also, they're going to want to understand the Quran, and that's where you need the Arabic language. But the Quran in the Arabic language, there's many people that recite the Quran, they might understand the Quran, but they don't know how to implement or act upon it. And for that, you're going to need Islamic studies, knowledge of fiqh, knowledge of tawheed. So these are the 3 basically areas which we cover at Medina College. It's either the Quran department where you're learning memorization, tajweed. We'll speak a bit more about that in a minute with one of the teachers, Sheikh Isa, or Arabic language or Islamic studies in combination with the Arabic language. So these are the 3 departments basically. And each program is specifically designed with a non-native learner in mind, basically. So the program in the syllabus is is taught in English as it pertains to Arabic as well as Islamic studies to start off with. But as you go up the levels, it gets gradually harder in terms of less English is used and more Arabic is used in terms of the text which you're working with. So either way, if you're looking to improve your Quran memorization and tajweed, or you're looking to learn the Arabic language as well as Islamic studies, then Medina College is the place, inshallah, for you to do that, especially if, like I keep mentioning, you're living in London. If you're not in London, then we have an online portal. That's something that people, that you can see when you visit the college website. I'm going to pass over now to one of the Quran teachers to basically speak a bit about the Quran program. And basically the focus of the Quran program, how it is, how many days a week, and all that stuff. You can ask questions later. You can see a lot of the information on the website. He's going to basically give you a couple of minutes, 5 minutes or so, just to speak about the Quran program itself. Let me just get him on. Give me a minute, please. Take the mic.
Okay, inshallah. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. As you've been hearing to share what Sheikh Abdul Wahid has been saying, part of the focus of the college is to help the person to connect with and understand his or her religion. And at the center of that is being able to recite, understand, and then act upon the Quran. So the aim of the Quran department is to help the person connect with the noble Quran, and that is first and foremost by catering for those people who perhaps have become Muslim or had not had the chance previously to learn how to read the Quran in its original language. So the first level of studies in the Quran department is catered for those people who are learning how to read. And then the second level, so normally we have the duration of that takes half the academic year or so, give or take some students' abilities. And then what we move on to is being able to read from the Quran directly, and also being able to prepare the person, or trying to prepare the person to go on to the Medina books in the following year, and that then they will go onto the Arabic pathway. Once you're able to read the Quran, even though you probably be able to read it slowly, and this is for most people the level that they're at, then you would move on to the next level, which is working on becoming fluent in your recitation of the Quran. And that has two aspects. Number one, just being able to read fluently, and number two is paying attention to the rules of tajweed. And we have various levels of tajweed which mirror or parallel the two main texts that we teach at the college in tajweed, which are Tuhfatul Atfal and then Al-Jazariyah. So what happens is that normally for the Quran students that come in for the Quran classes specifically,
يا أيها الذين آمنوا لا تقدموا بين
mashallah, Yahya, we can hear you reading. So, so you're definitely going to sign up for the Quran class, inshallah, because your recitation is very good. So hopefully you get to improve it more and more. So for those people that are at the level where they can basically read but need to become more fluent and improve the tajweed, then what the class is like is that you come in and you'll have a special time with the teacher. So a portion of time during the period of the class where you read to the teacher. Sometimes you practice the reading from the Mus'haf, and sometimes it may be from memory, and you'll be given feedback looking at the practical aspects of tajweed, i.e. how to fix what you're reciting. And if the student feels ready, then and the teacher also thinks it will be beneficial, then you'll also be given some of the theoretical rules, but they'll be catered for your level. So it's not going to be a class where everybody is moving along at the same time, but rather the tajweed and the Quran reading is going to be catered for each student individually. So for most people, this tends to be more beneficial as you feel the impact of what you're learning and you're able to focus on your specific issues of correction. And then the third level is for those students that are able to read fluently and proficiently, and are beginning now their journey full focus on memorizing the Quran. And for some people, when they first start, I remember last year we had a student who was shocked. He kind of shocked himself at being able to read 7 juz, and he's now memorized 7 juz. When he first started, he said, I don't think I'll be able to do more than 2 juz because my memory is not that good. So although you may perhaps be starting off just thinking, I just want to be able to read the Quran fluently, and that may feel like a huge goal that is ahead of you, just realize that with consistency and a lot of dua to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, memorizing the Quran is not that difficult. It's not that difficult. It just requires a person to be consistent. And the third level just provides that consistency with some guidance from the teacher. So the teacher will give you a set amount of goals at the start of the year, and then possibly through the middle of the year, and a weekly kind of review of those goals where you read a certain amount, and sometimes the teacher will just pull you aside and say, look, what's happening? How come you're not achieving what you can achieve? Or will say to you, you know what, this may be too much for you to take on at the moment. Take on a bit less. So the aim there is, number one, primarily for the teacher to test you in your Quran, to listen to your recitation, provide corrections, whether it be in your memorization or your pronunciation, but also for the teacher to kind of guide the student and provide some sort of mentorship in how to deal with the difficult times. So in your Quran journey, as some of you may have experienced previously or will experience in the future, there's going to be times where you're memorizing more, or you're revising more, or you're reading more. And there's going to be other times where, due to whatever reasons, you're going to be struggling a bit more. So your memorization may not be as much. If you're doing your Quran by yourself or trying to do it by yourself, then you may end up giving up. But when you have a mentor or a teacher with you, you'll find that number one, you feel shy to go to class without having done anything. So that will kind of keep you a bit consistent. And number two is that when you do go to class, the teacher will be able to provide you with some advice that may help deal with some of the problems, because the problems that you face are most likely problems that everyone has faced or other people have faced before you. And then that's pretty much it. It's very flexible in the sense that your goals are going to be for you. So some students do a lot of revision and memorize a little bit. Some students do a lot of memorization and they are in charge of their own revision. So they'll revise and then are tested every juz. So there's a flexibility with regards to that. That's pretty much the summary of the Quran department from that angle. And I think I'll hand it back, inshallah.
SubhanAllah. Thank you very much for that. Just to add, the Quran department, obviously you've got female teachers for female students, there's male teachers for male students. There are students that have completely completed the Quran with us and they're reading it a second time, they've done the ijazah. And for students that are at a higher level, so for example, if there are students that are looking to do qira'at, then Sheikh Sharif Zain has ijazah in the qira'at as well. So there's a lot that's available for students that really want to, make the most of their time, especially if you're, and I keep reiterating this, a student at university at the same time, then it's a perfect time for you to come and utilize your free time to not just study your secular studies, but to make sure you're also getting a grounding in your Islamic studies, which is your Islamic identity. That's the Quran. I'm going to move on to the speak about the Arabic departments, generally speaking, and then specifically on the diploma course. So as you can see here, I said Arabic is more than just a language. Okay, a lot of people come and they're like, I want to come to learn Arabic so I can speak Arabic. And when we say Arabic is more than just a language, I think oversight there is that there's many Arabs that speak Arabic, but they don't have an understanding of Islam, right? It's understanding the Quran. The Quran is what gave the Arabic language, or gives the Arabic language, izzah and honor. Okay, so the main objective of the Arabic language course that we teach here isn't necessarily to have conversation, although students do go along and practice conversation, have conversation classes, and some students go abroad and study, which we'll speak about shortly. But the main program is to understand, i.e. Arabic is more than just a language, it's the key to understanding the Quran and understanding Islamic scholarship, okay? All of the works, right? All of the works in Islam are primarily in the Arabic language. Anything which is translated in English is a translation of the meaning. And I've translated books myself, and I understand how much summaries I've done instead of a direct translation, how I've skipped out words, let alone the mistakes that are there. Okay, so the purpose of the Arabic language program, specifically at Medina College, is to take you from the basics of reading and writing to advanced levels of comprehension, understanding, and if you get the opportunity to study abroad as well, fluency in speaking as well. So the Arabic program, we start off, as Sheikh Isa mentioned earlier, at a foundation level. So there are some students that come and they have next to zero, they're a complete beginner, a starter. They didn't go Madrasa growing up, but they learned to read the Arabic letters joined up. So we have a beginner's program, which is called the Arabic Foundation Program. And the Arabic Foundation Program basically teaches you how to read and how to write, as well as some basic grammar rules, which will help you when you go on to the second level, which is the Arabic Diploma. That's a one-year course. That's a one-year course where you finish a couple of books. This is one of them called, that doesn't come up very well. Miftah, I'll show you that later. Anyway, Gateway to Arabic, as well as some basic Islamic studies as well. So that's the beginning of the Arabic language. So you start off at a foundation level. Now, if you've already got a basic understanding of Arabic, meaning you can read and you can write, you know how to join the letters, then you move on to the, you can start at the Diploma course. Now, the Diploma course is Arabic as well as Islamic studies. So it's Arabic with Islamic studies. And in that course, you're going to be studying grammar, sarf, vocab, writing, reading, as well as comprehension. The course is basically 2 years long. And over the space of those 2 years, you study what's known as the Medina Arabic syllabus, taught in the Islamic University of Medina. It's a well-known, renowned syllabus. Is taught in many other places as well. So it's something that should be familiar with you. And as well as doing some chapters from Bain Yadayk, which is conversational Arabic, or so it's claimed. Now, again, I want to emphasize that Arabic is more than just a language. It's the key to understanding the deen. Okay, and the objective here at Medina College is to teach you Arabic so you can understand the Quran and you can understand the Islamic scholarships, i.e. texts in the Arabic language, hadith, for example, and the like. And that brings us to the knowledge of, i.e. Islamic studies, basically, right? Knowledge is greater than knowledge of Arabic language. And it's about understanding the message, the risala, understanding the Quran, and that means tafsir of the Quran, understanding the ahadith, which is comprehensive of all aspects of a Muslim's life. So the Islamic studies program, again, is purposely tailored and purposely developed for a non-native to learn in aspects, and there are modules which are covered, which include fiqh, which is going over the book Manhaj as-Salikin, which is a beginner's book on fiqh, covering all the chapters of ibadah in year 1, and in year 2 going on to cover the chapters pertaining to marriage as well as contracts, which is buying and selling. In Tawheed and Aqeedah, it's a syllabus which is based upon the Islamic universities of Medina and the Islamic University in Jamiat al-Imam Ibn Saud in Riyadh. And it's basically a total of 16 lessons in the year 1, year 2, 30 lessons on Aqeedah and Tawheed. And it's comprehensive. It's very comprehensive. In addition to that, there's Quran, tafsir, as well as hadith explanation throughout the year, and something of the seerah, which is independently taught, independently studied by the students. So the objective is at the end of the 2 years or 3 years, if you start at the foundation level, in terms of Arabic and Islamic studies, the student will have a comprehensive as well as a grounded understanding of the Arabic language and the various sciences. So you'll be at an intermediate level, a lower intermediate level. And I'm going to stress that because one of the key things that I always stress and emphasize when I first begin teaching a class, especially when I'm speaking about a language, is that learning a language is a long pursuit. It's a pursuit which takes longer than a degree, which is 3 years, for example, or 4 years, depends on what subject you're doing. So it's by the end of the 3 years, you'll be at a lower intermediate level, and you can progress to the advanced course, which is running this year, where you'll be studying text in the Arabic language, and that's for students that have already finished or at an intermediate level of Arabic, basically. What I'm going to do, I'm going to leave you now to speak to a student that's studying at the college at the moment. I think he's done 2 years here. I'm not 100% sure, but he's been here for a while. And he's going to speak a bit about his experience at the college. Yahya, are you there?
I'm here.
Okay, barakallahu. If you can just speak a bit about your experience as a student at Madinah College, inshallah, 5 minutes or so, so people get an idea. Thanks.
Inshallah. So I started, I did 2 years, alhamdulillah. So I finished my second year just now. And honestly, outside of the lessons itself, I'll speak about the college itself, outside of the lessons. Number one, the teachers that you have access to. So obviously you have Sheikh Abdul Wahid with you, and your teacher that will be teaching you in your class. Having those teachers around you for any questions that you have regarding either the lesson or stuff you've had outside it's an undervalued aspect, wallahi. Just having the access to them and being able to speak to them after the class, interacting with them, you can't put a price on that, to be honest. All of them, all the teachers that are at the college are very, very, very qualified, alhamdulillah, and they've got experience as well. So no matter what situation's happening, they'll be able to help you, inshallah. And I know a lot of people that have brought to the college, they benefited a lot from the teachers. Now, I'll speak about the classes themselves now. Alhamdulillah, we did Manhaj al-Salikin, as Ustad mentioned, and it gives you a nice overview of everything that you're going to be going through on your day-to-day life. So we did, so you start off with Tahara, so making sure that your wudu is correct, and sometimes you just don't realize the mistakes you've been making or stuff that you thought was wajib, but you realize it's not wajib now. And it honestly makes your life so much easier when you know what to do and what you have to do, what you can do if you want to. And so we did, as I mentioned, we did all of Ibadah, and we started on trade as well. And that's because we started it only for 1 year. Next year we'll be doing the second part of the book, as I mentioned, marriage and stuff like that. And the class, alhamdulillah, we had quite a big class to start off with, and you meet a lot of good brothers, and for the sisters, you meet a lot of good sisters. And having them around you in the class is going to really push you to strive more. Because I noticed myself, I was slacking behind a little bit, but then seeing the brothers being able to converse in Arabic, it makes you want to push harder. And when you're in the salah and you're understanding the ayat of the Quran, it gives you that sense of joy. Remember, the first khutbah I went to in Arabic, I was able to understand bits and parts. And then when you translate it into English, I was checking my translation. Okay, I got that bit correct. I got that bit correct. Okay, that bit was slightly wrong, but I got the general meaning. And wallahi, it makes you really want to strive and do even more and more. So like learning Arabic, it's an amazing feeling. And at the college as well, the teachers are going to be very supportive. And the brothers and sisters you'll meet, they're going to push you on along your journey, and you'll make lifelong friends. I know some of the brothers that I've met, I've gone Umrah with them after having met them at the college. And some brothers, they've gone and studied abroad, and when they come back, one brother, he did a couple months in Kuwait, he came back and we were like, how was your experience? And trying to, he went through bits of Ajrumiyah with us. So the brothers that you meet and they go and they come back, you're going to benefit from them as well. So like the college is very underrated. And that aspect of the brotherhood, being with the brothers, instead of doing an online class and you don't know anyone, you're just there by yourself. Being at the college is incredibly useful. Alhamdulillah.
Jazakallah khairan, barakallahu fikum. Just
Hikmat.
where Yahya, I asked him like 10 minutes ago if he doesn't mind coming on and just speaking about his experience. You know, this isn't something we've prepped or prepared. I remember having one of my students and teaching last year in the class, and he said, you know, he came because he didn't believe the testimonials. He thought they were fake, right? You see, if you go on our YouTube channel, you'll see testimonials from students that have studied here. And he said, no, these were fake. He read some of the Google reviews thinking, oh, these are just fake. They're just making them up. So I said, no, they weren't. And then I said, what do you think now? He goes, well, to be honest with you, it's better than the actual testimonials that he read. So that was basic. And that's not, I'm not, you know, obviously there's always, you know, places for improvement. But just to be clear, Yahya is a student and he didn't know he was going to be asked to come on except for 10 minutes before he came down here. Isn't that right, Yahya?
Literally, I was with one of my friends, we were eating dinner, then Ustad called me to jump on.
Yeah, I felt bad because I heard you in the background and you're like, I can hear all the noise, I'm picking you outdoors. I'm going to ask you to come and jump on the Zoom.
Nah, I'm happy to do it, wallahi, because if anyone joins because of what I've said, wallahi, that's good enough for me.
Alhamdulillah. Inshallah, they join because they want to learn and improve their relationship with Allah Muslim. One of the important aspects is that as teachers or students, because even as teachers, we're students ourselves, okay? Because like I said, it's a lifelong journey as it pertains to Islamic knowledge. It's an ocean and you can keep swimming in that and you'll still not get a large portion of it or get very far. So we're still students as well. And the relationship as teachers we have with our students is that of teachers, but at the same time as fellow students as well. I think one of the important things is that the teachers at Madinah College, and this is one of the, we either have scholars that visit from abroad and do intensive weekend seminars, or we have visiting graduates doing lectures on a regular basis, weekly on a Monday, or the actual teachers themselves. We strive to make sure that the teachers are the most qualified and experienced, and also from, I guess, for want of a better word, also from London or from the UK, basically, so that they understand what it's like to be a student living in the UK. Right, so it's a lived experience, and they've also studied, and so the student that's studying with them, they look and they say, okay, that's doable. He's done it, I can do it. He learned Arabic, he didn't travel abroad, for example, for any long period of time, but he's reading Arabic, teaching Arabic, translating. How did he do it? Okay, if he can do it, I can do it. And that's, I think, an important part. It's important to have teachers who are not just, I say qualified as in paper qualification, but I mean qualified as in experienced. Okay, it's a lived experience. So with regards to the teaching staff at the college, then they've either studied abroad as well as in the UK, or they've studied in the UK with scholars that have come over and they've mastered and perfected the knowledge. They've spent a long time studying, basically. So it's myself, Abdul Wahid Stevenson, a graduate of the Islamic University of Medina. You've met Sheikh Isa, who is a student of the Quran as well as a teacher here, and he teaches Arabic as well as Islamic studies. He's got his own ma'had, he's got his own institute where he teaches as well. Sheikh Sharif Zain, who's the head of the Quran department, who's got the qira'at, the 10 qira'at, the ijazah in all of them. And he's well known in South London, somewhat in West London as well, because he leads Tarawih in many different masjids, masjid up in Kilburn, if you know Kilburn Masjid, as well as locally here in Southwest London. And we have a lot of visiting students of knowledge that visit and deliver talks and deliver lectures as well. And as it pertains to the women, then the sisters that teach are, again, from the community, have studied abroad, come back, or have studied here, and have spent a long time studying and perfected their studies, 5 years, 10 years. One of the important things about the college, or me personally, as it pertains to my own development and development I like to see in other students, so those that have the passion to do so, is to take a student from being a student to becoming a teacher, okay? From being a student to becoming a teacher. And that's something which is key for me and key for the development of the holistic development of teachers at the college. So we have, for example, some of the teachers doing the foundation course, teaching the foundation Arabic Gateway, are students that have finished 3 years here and now been teaching for 2 or 3 years as well in the foundation course. And I think that's important, again, like I said, because it shows you that, they were where you were at one stage, okay? That, they were where you were at one stage, and they can do it, you can do it, basically. It's just an issue of consistency and continuation. So we try to make sure that all of the teachers they have those qualities, basically. Not just that, they're also people that are role models. A lot of the time, teachers and the students, we eat together, we do sports together, we do events together as well. And inshallah, hopefully this year, we're going to have a lot more events than we did last year, inshallah. So that's that. The next point, as you can see here, is really speaking about the classroom environment, basically learning beyond the classroom, engage, grow, and build lifelong friendships. I think one of the things which is unique about Medina College or on-site learning specifically that you can't get online, because I know there's a question about online courses because there's a student from Germany or different countries, and we'll speak about that later, but is the network that you build up, right? So coming and attending in person, you get to meet new people. When you study together for 1 year, 2 years, or 3 years, they become friends. You network, you go places together. A lot of the students, they've met people at the college that they're now, lifelong friends with, inshallah, that they go out together, travel together, do things together. So it's that community. Also, there are people that have, come to the college and, it's just so worked out they've found their spouse for the future, right? And I'm not saying that we offer marriage services, we don't. But it's just something that's worth mentioning because, again, it's a common, it's a community basically, where we're not just looking at academic success, but also personal success. So it's balanced, okay? It's balanced. It's a balance about making sure you're successful in your dunya, not at the expense of your deen, right? Making sure you're successful in your deen, but also it doesn't mean that you're sacrificing your dunya in that aspect. So that's something which is quite key as well. And there's a lot of development that happens. So personal development as it pertains to volunteering. Some students are volunteers at the college and they develop other skills, soft skills that are transferable into other areas, for example. Like I said, some students become teachers. Some students go abroad and study after finishing 2 years, for example. They go on and study in Islam. There's opportunities basically for personal development. So it's holistic. I guess that's what I'm trying to say. And that's something where if you are doing online only courses, it's something which is lost because you don't have a community. You're studying by yourself behind a computer screen, and there isn't any community being built up, unfortunately. And the reality is that education is a lived experience where you develop with other people. You don't develop by yourself, right? So it's really important to always attend classes and not just to do classes online as well. And I think that's something which is key. Okay, so this is, you've heard about the Quran department, you've heard about the Arabic and Islamic studies. A lot of the information is on the website. So the courses, generally speaking, they are one academic year. They follow the usual academic timetable in terms of breaks and stuff like that, 33 weeks. There's exams, you do presentations, nothing to be worried about. It's more in terms of a skill that you're going to be gaining by being able to present Islam or present a topic, a grammar topic, present an Islamic studies topic to your peers in your classroom. There might be some, it depends on the level. In the advanced course, you might be doing research, for example, to research a mas'ala, an issue, and present it as an essay. That's what some of the students did before. So they're presenting their research, 2 pages, 4 sides in Arabic. So there's a lot of basically different types of skills that you build on. They're small. It's once a week, 4 hours, 4.5 hours at the college. But believe me, it's time which is, inshallah, from the best time that you'll be spending during that week. So if you're wondering how you can join, then it's an online application. You can go to the website, medinacollege.uk, look at the courses, pick the course that you're interested in, sign up, and then inshallah you'll be getting an email the week before the course starts to give you more details in terms of the induction day and what's going to be happening on that day. If you've got any other questions, then you can always phone, or you can always ask outside of today if you're unable. If you're watching this after it's been recorded and you've got questions, you can call up and ask. And on Wednesday, generally speaking, I'm available for appointments. But generally speaking, someone's available Monday to Thursday, 12 p.m. to 6 p.m. to answer any questions you might have. On the phone, you can just call in, basically. The last thing I think, or the second to last thing I'm going to speak about is it's a journey that you begin at Medina College, but you don't end at Medina College. And what I mean by that is that even when you finish at Medina College, if you've done 2 years or 3 years, or you've been here for doing the Quran, you've completed the Quran, then it's an opportunity that opens up other opportunities for you, basically. Whether it's through networking with other students, whether it's going abroad and studying in Kuwait, whether it's decided to go to Egypt and do complete Quran and Arabic in Egypt, whether it's decided to apply for the Islamic University of Medina and Medina College being a kind of a springboard for you to do that, us writing your tazkiyah, that you've completed the 2-year course, which is similar to the course and the syllabus and the subjects which is taught at the Islamic University of Medina. Point is that this is a beginning of a journey, and it doesn't end when you leave Medina College or when you finish your course. At the moment, for example, we're now beginning a new program, which is going to be a 4-year program for the person that finishes a diploma. And this is based upon the degree program summarized and shortened that's taught in the Islamic University of Medina in the faculty of Sharia. So we'll be doing 2 modules a year. Every year we'll be doing 2 modules, different modules every single year. For the person that starts this year, they'll be doing, for example, Sirah and Tawheed, Usuluddin, or Sirah and Tafsir. And the next year, they'll do another 2 modules until they complete, basically, a skeleton of the program which is taught in the Islamic University of Medina. And that's for students that already have Arabic language and some Islamic studies background, i.e. they've completed the diploma at Medina College or equivalent outside of the college at another institute, for example. So again, you know, you can go on to become a teacher, you can go on to study more, you can go on to study abroad, you can go on to volunteer. There's many other aspects that you can do. But in any case, at the college, again, the team, whether they're teachers or whether it's staff, we're committed basically to supporting your development holistically, basically, right? It's not just about studying and going, it's about developing in every aspect of your life, basically, whether it's education, whether it's relationships, work, careers, and everything else. So that's something which is, I think, again, not necessarily mentioned. It might be understated, but it's something which happens anyway. This video, we watched it at the beginning. I'm going to play it again. It's basically a short video that shows you, I guess, how to get to the college. It's going to be uploaded on YouTube actually later. I'm not going to play it again. I'm just going to leave it there. And then I guess get to the point where any questions that you might have, because we've covered quite a lot of information in a short period of time. I don't want this to be longer than an hour in terms of speaking. So now if you've got any questions or any queries that you might have, then this is a time, inshallah, you can ask them. You can either take the mic and ask directly. I think that's going to be easier, to be honest with you. Or you can type the question and I can try to answer the question that you type. But the mic's going to be easier. So I prefer if you take the mic, that'd be a lot easier, inshallah, for any questions that you might have now. Is it live or recorded? The classes are live. All the classes are live. This is recorded, so this is going to become available to you, inshallah, later at some point. But the classes are all live. The advanced Islamic studies, which is a new program that's available online for students that do not live in London. If you live outside of London and you have an intermediate level of Arabic, you can jump on that. Let me just go back and go through as many questions as I can. If you're in another country outside the UK, then and you've got a intermediate level of Arabic, then you can join the advanced course because that's going to be online, inshallah. We don't have discounts for students at the moment. However, the courses are they're quite low in terms of the price, especially for the new course. It's only £500 because it's subsidized because it's a new course that we're starting. How much Arabic do you need for the advanced diploma? I think you need an intermediate level of Arabic or lower intermediate level of Arabic, meaning you should have studied, I'd say, Medina Book 1 and Medina Book 2, or the equivalent, which would be Arabi Bain Yadayk Book 1 and some of half of Book 2, perhaps. The point is that there's going to be, the course materials are going to be in Arabic, so you should be comfortable reading in Arabic, and for words that you don't know, looking them up and translating them. The lesson itself is going to be delivered in English and where possible taught in Arabic as well, in terms of where the students are able to understand. So once they've read over some of the topics, they're familiar with the topics, then Arabic can be introduced. Is there any help for a student who can get who struggles with dyslexia? There's a friend of mine, he used to be a teacher at the college. He completed an Arabic degree in the UK, and he was dyslexic, and he's got a program which I think helps with that. I can put you in touch, send me an email, and I'll put you in touch with him, and he can maybe give you tips and advice. Abdul Hamid, go ahead. Ask your question. I think you can unmute yourself.
Sadaqah, can you hear me?
Yep.
What days are the classes?
The classes are on Sundays. For women, it's in the morning. For men, it's in the afternoon. So that's for the Arabic Islamic Studies and Arabic Foundation. For Quran, it's either Wednesday or Thursday evenings.
Jazakallah khair.
Barakallahu feekum. How does the scholarship in Kuwait work? Is it based on how well you do in your studies during the year? Is it a minimum age to be able to go abroad? For the scholarship in Kuwait, then it's based upon recommendation and the student's ability to basically, go away for 3 months and study intensively, because it's a very intensive course. In any case, if a student's finished, for example, the diploma, and they want to go and study in Kuwait, then that's something that we can help and facilitate, inshallah. John Letts, I'm not sure you cover the text used, but do you have any courses covered? Yeah, so Bain Yadayk. We don't teach Bain Yadayk. The main course syllabus that we use for the program is the Medina Reader Syllabus, which is based on the Medina books, or it is the Medina books in a different format. But we do teach chapters from Bain Yadayk, i.e. the conversational element from it. We don't teach all of Bain Yadayk. We don't teach all of Bain Yadayk. Can you say why you just said one more time? I don't understand what you mean. Abdul Hamid, go ahead.
Sorry, I'm about to put my hand up.
Okay, that's fine. What's the difference between foundation and first year for Arabic lessons? Foundation is basically you have zero Arabic. You don't know how to recognize the letters when they are written separately or when they're joined up. You don't know the harakat, which are the vowels. You don't know how to join words. You don't know how to write. So the first year foundation teaches you how to read and how to write Arabic, basically, and some grammar, which is going to help you with the diploma because it's going to be consolidated. For the diploma, which is expected that you know how to read and write, but you don't understand. So you're going to start learning, for example, Nahu, which is grammar. You're going to start learning Sarf, which is morphology. You're going to start learning vocab, understanding, and stringing sentences together, starting off with the smallest unit, which is a word, building up to the second smallest unit, which is a phrase, following on from that, going into full sentences, nominal sentences, and verbal sentences, and so on and so forth. So that's the big difference. If you don't know any Arabic whatsoever, you don't know how to read the letters, then you have to join the foundations. You can't join the diploma. With regards to the question, Ta'allum al-Quran, there's waqt muhaddad. So it's not throughout the day. So the Quran classes are on Wednesdays and Thursdays between 6 and 9. The students come in, they do their muraja', they do their revision, and then they read to their teacher when they're ready. And they have a slot which is allocated to them And again, it depends. It depends on how much they've memorized, depends on how much they're going to be reading with the teacher. The classes are quite small for the Quran so that everyone gets allocated time. And in addition to that, there's a tajweed program that runs throughout the course, where, as Sheikh Isa mentioned earlier, you either learn in Tuhfat al-Atfal or another book on tajweed, where you learn the ahkam of tajweed. That's is taught either as a class or is taught individually. It depends on the teacher. Do you give a diploma or bachelor's degree in Arabic or want to learn in advanced level? We don't. Our diploma is a diploma awarded by us. It's not something which is accredited or recognized as a diploma. However, as it pertains to these subjects specifically, and I keep saying this, Quran, Arabic, Islamic studies, it's not the certificate. If someone says you can't speak Arabic, he's not going to say, okay, show me your certificate to prove it. He's going to test you by asking you a question. You're going to have to reply. Likewise as well for Quran. Can you read Quran? It's going to be through testing. Or do you understand Islam? It's going to be through the ability to be able to explain what are the pillars of Islam, what are the pillars of Iman, what is Tahara, what is Hadith al-Akbar, Hadith al-Asghar. The ability to speak about it shows that you know it, basically. So the certificate is not accredited by any university. However, it's something which is again, you learn to be able to practice and draw closer to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, not to get a certificate. I've done up to Green Book. Is that good for the advanced program? I don't understand what you mean by Green Book. With the Islamic Studies and Arabic course, once completed Book 1 and part of Book 2, does it allow for a somewhat solid understanding of the translation of the Quran, or will it require more studying? With regards to to understand the Quran, then this is the beauty of it. Allah sent down the Quran in the Arabic language to make it easy to understand. If you're learning Arabic language and memorizing Quran at the same time, while you're memorizing Quran, you're memorizing Arabic vocab, you're memorizing Arabic phrases, you're memorizing Arabic words, you're memorizing Arabic sentence structures. So, and the words which are in the book are the same words that you're going to be coming across. So it consolidates it. So as long as you're constantly, while you're studying Arabic, memorizing Quran, you're definitely going to be able to understand the Quran by the end of the diploma course, or at least have a beginner's understanding where you can improve on it, inshallah, over time. Is it possible to come down to the college and test on Arabic if possible to see where I'll be placed for the advanced Alamiya course? Yes, that's possible. Send an email and we can make an appointment, inshallah. What course would you recommend for someone that can understand and speak Arabic well but has not formally studied fiqh? If you can understand and speak Arabic well, then, and you know, for example, then you can jump on the advanced course because all the texts are going to be in Arabic. If you can read it, understand it, then inshallah the advanced course should be suitable for you, even if you haven't studied fiqh, because you're going to study it in that course, inshallah, in the second year or the third year. How much is the diploma? The diploma course is £700 from what I remember. But all the details are online. If you go online, you find all the details, prices, and more. Are there any other questions about the courses or queries about the courses? My application was processed and accepted. I'm not sure if I got accepted for both courses I applied for. Arabic Foundation Quran is a way I can check. Okay, just a question. You applied for Arabic Foundation and Quran. Does that mean you need to learn how to read Quran, or you already know how to read the Quran, but you're Arabic Foundation, so you can learn how to write, joined up and stuff? Because that's an important question, because generally speaking, a general requirement to join the Quran course is that you already know how to read Arabic joined up, or Arabic, basically. If you can read Arabic or read Quran, then that's when you should join the Quran course. Otherwise, if you can't, you should, I think, focus on the foundation course until you can read Quran. Okay, that's fine. And then if you already know, then that's fine. You can join both. I can read Arabic and not write very well. Is it best to join to diploma? Okay, there's something basically called what's the word called? So there's many, let's say Arabs, for example, grew up in the UK. So they speak Arabic and they understand Arabic because they was brought up in an environment, but they're illiterate. So in other words, they can't read it, or they may be able to read, but they can't write and they don't understand the grammar. But they understand all of the vocab. So in that case, I would still recommend that the person joins the advanced course, but does additional studies on the side that focuses on those skills only. Because if you jump in a diploma course where they're speaking very basic sentences, very basic words, you're going to find it hard to stay on the course because your comprehension, even though you need writing skills, your comprehension is way more advanced than the rest of the students that might be not being able to understand and having to repeat the meaning of basic words and so on and so forth. So I'd say jump onto the advanced course where you can read and you can benefit more. And at the same time, consolidate and learn the skills that you're lacking, writing, and inshallah, that's something that I'll be happy to help with. If not myself, then with one of the other teachers or staff members. How the advanced Arabic course is. The advanced course is advanced Islamic studies. So you're going to be studying basically an outline or a slimmed down version of the curriculum taught in the Faculty of Sharia in Islamic University of Madinah over the space of 4 years, taking 2 subjects a year. Okay, why is it called Advanced Islamic Studies? Because all the texts are going to be in Arabic, number 1. It's a degree level course, number 2. And number 3, at the same time, you're going to be improving your Arabic because you're going to be reading Arabic text in Sirah, in Fiqh, in Tawheed, in Tafsir, in Hadith, and so on and so forth. So from that aspect, you need to have a higher level of Arabic than any of the other courses now. The only online course that we are running this year in terms of the on-site courses that we're going to try to run online at the same time is the Advanced Islamic Studies on Sunday afternoon. So that's going to be on-site as well as online for students that are not in the UK now. If there's any questions by anyone, you feel free to ask by just putting your hand up or by just unmuting yourself and asking the question. If not, we'll give it 5 more minutes, inshallah, if anyone's got any more questions. Again, go to the website, have a look at the courses at the website, inshallah, and if you're still unsure, then you can book a phone call. I'm here Wednesdays. I can answer any questions that you might have. We don't have full-time courses, but what we do have is the course on the... So if you think about university, a full-time course, a full-time degree, you're studying generally about, let's say, between 9 and 12 hours a week on site. We don't offer something like that. However, if a person has the time and he wants to study more, then what can be facilitated is a hybrid program where you're studying at the college on site and then you're also doing an online course, which is on the MCL portal called the Alamiya course, or another course which supplements and complements the on-site course. So you'll be doing, for example, 4 hours online on site. You'll be doing the Monday series every single Monday where we go through specific books on specific topics. That would be another 2 hours, that's 6 hours. And then you'll be doing 4 hours online. And in total, you'll be doing roughly 10 hours a week of teacher-led studies, right? The rest is up to you to do reading in between and muraja and stuff like that. Again, it comes down to the student and their passion, how much desire they have to learn. The Alamiya course is the online program, which is inshallah going to continue with visiting scholars that come on the weekend. They teach intensively for a weekend. And if there's a possibility, we'll travel to them as well and study abroad if that's an option. It's something that we're thinking about doing. Levels 1 to 3, what do you get out of it? So basically that course is, it's called the Alamiya course because it's for a student of knowledge to follow a methodology that's required to become an alim. You cannot become an alim, a scholar, unless you follow a particular methodology of studying. And that methodology is the same methodology which was traditionally passed down from scholar to student, student to scholar to student, which is studying mutun or textbooks in the various sciences. The various sciences are Usuluddin, which includes Tawheed and Aqeedah and Sirah. Sharia, which includes Fiqh, Usul al-Fiqh, Qawaid al-Fiqhiyya, Maqasid al-Sharia. Quran, which includes Qawaid of Tafsir as well as Tafsir of Quran and other sciences. And then fourthly, Hadith. And that itself has many sub-sciences, explanation of Hadith, Mustalah Hadith, and everything connected to the science of hadith. And then Arabic language, of course, which is Nahw, Sarf, and Balagha. So basically, the Alamiya course covers 4 of those subjects: fiqh and its sciences, Usul al-Din and its subjects, Quran and its subjects, Hadith and its subjects. And it's online, level 1, level 2, level 3. With regards to the Islamic and Arabic diploma, it covers book 1 and all of book 2. So it covers book 1, the old one, which is Medina, and in the new ones, Medina Reader 1, 2. And it covers book 2, which is Medina Reader 3, 4, and 5. And then after that, the reason we don't go further is because with regards to Medina Reader 3 or Medina Book 3 itself, once you get to that level, it's something that the student should be able to self-study, basically. They should be able to self-study book 3. And we've generally tried to move into Islamic studies more than Arabic, because the objective of Arabic language is again, like I said, to understand the deen. That's a primary objective of that. It's something we may consider introducing later, but at the moment, the time doesn't fit it, basically. If you pick memorization and the Arabic and Islamic diploma, which days? The memorization days are on Saturdays for sisters, on Wednesdays and Thursdays for men, and the Arabic and Islamic studies diploma is on Sundays, so there's no conflict if you decided to do both. That should be completely fine. Anyone else got any questions, then please feel free to ask, inshallah. Unmute mic yourself. That's fine. The deadline to sign up is 2 weeks' time, a week before the courses start, basically. Okay, inshallah, hopefully that's been beneficial. Like I mentioned, I did say that I'm going to walk around the college or parts of the college just so you can have a look if you haven't visited already, so you can see that it's an actual building and we actually exist if you haven't seen or visited the college before. I'm just going to change my camera view now. Let me just do that for you. I'm not sure how the audio is going to work though. No, actually, let me just put in the audio. With regards to parking, Sundays are free. Obviously, Wednesday and Thursdays it's also free because it's in the evening outside. But there's no on-site parking. Local parking is the only option, or taking underground is the main way to get here. It's easier, in my opinion, to take underground. No. Okay, with that, inshallah, we're going to end the virtual open day. I do hope it's been something which has been informative and beneficial. If you do have any more questions, feel free to call between Monday and Thursday, 12 to 7, or pop in, inshallah, but let us know you're coming first so we can make sure we, as they say, lay out the red carpet, or we know that you're coming. With that, I'll close. Subhanaka Allahumma wa bihamdika wa ashhadu an la ilaha illa anta wa astaghfiruka wa atubu ilayk. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah. I'll see you guys, inshallah, at the beginning of the next academic year. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah.